Speaking to ATN News correspondent Utibe Dove, residents in the area said the truck lost control and clashed on two axles that were loading by the roundabout, and only 2 persons were rescued alive as the CNG gas cylinders continued in explosion. Speaking further, the residents spoke on the inability of the Rivers State Fire Service to make rapid response on the incident, which would have escalated. Police have confirmed that 3 persons died in the morning fire on the Obirikure flyover in Port Harcourt, where a heavy-duty truck carrying about 8 CNG cylinders fell on another vehicle. Public Relations Officer of the command, Grace Ringukoko, confirmed this in an interview with our correspondent. Said the Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Ndelsus, has other senior officers of the command has visited the scene to ensure that the fire was put out. SP Ringikoko urged residents and motorists to use alternate routes and avoid the area due to the presence of a CNG cylinder with contents still inside. She also said that police operatives are on site managing traffic. Rivers State Police Command has rescued some members of the criminal gang who specialize in killing car drivers and used their body parts for rituals, as well as stealing their vehicles to make money. The command spokesperson, SP Grace Ringikoko, in a statement in Port Harcourt, linked the group to multiple cases of drivers that got missing, adding that the arrest of one gang member, Anthony Chima, exposed the sinister activities of the gang in the state. Ringikoko said Chima's testimony showed that gangs further gruesome action of killing the drivers and harvesting their body parts for ritual purposes. The police spokesperson also said that Chima confessed that they randomly obtained the U-Band drivers' phone numbers and pretend to be a passenger in need of a ride. Ringikoko said the manhunt has been launched to capture the fleeing gang members, stating that Chima would face legal actions. All Progressives Congress in Rivers State has rated -0 on the one-year administration of Rivers State Governor Sir Simina Lawi Fubara. The APC Caretaker Committee Chairman Sir Tony Okocha, in a media chat, challenged the governor to show one project he initiated, executed, commenced and completed in the state with the 1 year in the office. According to the APC, Fubara claims of marking 1 year in office, whereas he said he only spent few months in charge as the governor of Rivers State, accusing Fubara of speaking from both sides of his mouth. The APC Caretaker Committee Chairman Sir Tony Okocha also took a swab to the proposed state reports making the round online that commended Governor Simina Lawi Fubara on his 1 year in office, describing the report as scam, fake, malicious, insensitive, and misleading, adding that he can never commend Governor Fubara, who governed the state without budget, without glue and direction. Akwa Ibom State Governor Umoino has set up a verification team to authenticate the project executed by the Local Government Transition Committee Chairman and their members across 31 council areas in the state. A statement from the Office of the Secretary to the State Governor, Prince Enobong Uwa, in Uyo said members of the verification team, who are predominantly commissioners and a few House members, are expected to submit their report on Wednesday, June 5. This is coming after Governor Eno constituted a transition committee across all the council areas in the state after the expiration of the tenure of the office of the chairman and councillor 6 months ago, pending when elections will be conducted in the council. He also said local government allocation have improved in the last 6 months, which instigated the governor to ask council helpmen and their members to justify huge government fund appropriated to them. This is coming after last month Governor Umo visited all the local government areas of actual findings on their various projects, but apparently he was not satisfied and now has constituted another verification team that will report the outcome of their findings to the office of the governor to guide him in any decision rather. Operatives of the Ekpan Divisional Uncovered Surveillance Patrol Team have killed a suspected armed robber with a double-barrel gun and 2 live cartridges. The operatives, while on routine parole along Army Barracks Link Road or Refinery Road, Ekpan, were double-crossed by a vehicle, a tricycle, and 3 occupants in their usual style of robbing innocent citizens, but on noticing that they were policemen, the hoodlums took to their heels. However, the police gave them a hot chase, during which one of the suspects was arrested with a black bag, one cut-to-size double-barrel gun with 2 live cartridges was recovered in a bag. And while on interrogation, the arrested suspect stated that the 2 suspects who escaped are ISGAN members, and they usually double-cross their victims, rob them, and sometimes kidnap them. Following this confession, the suspect was taken to their hideouts along NMPC Link Road, where he jumped into the bridge in an attempt to escape, but was armed by the armed operatives. A statement by the police public relations officer for Delta State Command, SP Bright Edafe, said the DPO led operatives to the scene where the suspect, on sighting the DPO and his men, took to their heels, while the State Commissioner of Police CP Olufemi Bamiwanda has commended the DPO. He urged the residents to be security conscious, monitor their environment, and report any suspicious persons or movements to the police. National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has postponed indefinitely the inauguration of the Edo State Governorship Election National Campaign Council, earlier scheduled to hold on Tuesday, June 4, 2024. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olagunaba, who disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, said the postponement was due to the industrial action embarked upon by labor unions in the country. According to him, a new date for the inauguration will be communicated in due course, while the indefinite strike declared by organized labor had granted government and private businesses in Abuja following compliance to the strike directives issued by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. And their affiliate was almost 10% in government ministries, departments, and agencies. Anambra State Police Command says it has commended investigation into the alleged vandalism of the second Niger bridge that is linked Abuja and Asaba and Onitsha in Delta and Anambra respectively. The police public relations officer in the state, ASP Tochukwu Kenga, who disclosed this known in Onitsha, said he is yet to confirm the incident, which would have escalated to the divisional police officer. When asked about the 24-hour patrol launch on August 4, 2023 by the Joint Task Force of Anambra and Delta State Police Command as part of the effort to make the bridge safe for road users. When contacted on the development, Uche OG, the Chief Press Secretary to the Minister of Works, David Umahi, simply said that security actions has been taken and he was not ready to disclose further information. Also speaking, Anambra Commissioner for Information, Paul Nwosu, said that the incidents of the alleged vandalism on the second Niger bridge has been brought to the attention of the Highway Department of the Federal Ministry of Works. Ahead of the governorship election in Ondo State in November this year, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it has identified all the checkpoints, flashpoints in the state, including the type of threats across all the 18 local government areas. ANEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, who disclosed this after a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, said information of the flashpoints and types of threats on the forthcoming election has been shared with the security agencies. Yakubu said the meeting became necessary to review preparation for the forthcoming governorship election, which is only about a little over 5 months away. He appealed to political leaders as well as the people of Ondo State to continue to keep the peace, expressing delight that the Commission has heard no major diverse reports so far as it prepared for the election. He also expressed confidence that the peaceful atmosphere surrounding the forthcoming election would remain the same into the election and beyond. Also speaking, the Commissioner of Police, Abayomi Oladipo, assured the security agencies are fully prepared for the election. Kogi State government says it is taking steps to mitigate sexual exploitation, abuse, harassment, and all forms of gender-based violence across the state. The Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Kogi State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hina Hosani Isaac, who discloses in a stakeholders engagement workshop on sexual exploitation and abuse, as well as the gender-based violence organized by the Nigerian COVID-19 Preparedness and Response Project for members of the Kogi State Technical Working Groups on GBV said, sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment are pervasive issues that affect individuals across all communities. Isaac said sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment in all of its form has tremendous physical, emotional, and social consequences for the victims, who are often referred to as survivors. According to him, survivors of gender-based violence have the right to receive quality compensate care and support that address the harmful consequences of the violence in order to help them heal and recover. One person has been confirmed dead, several others injured, and 30 persons, including the site manager, still trapped as the mining pits collapse in the Kaugago community of Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The Director General of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba, in a statement made available to the newsmen in Mina, revealed the mining pit was reported to have collapsed around Monday afternoon. According to authorities, 30 persons, including the site manager, whose name was given as Ibrahim Isiako, are still trapped in the collapsed pit. Rescue operations is made worse due to the presence of the bandits within the general mining areas. However, authorities have deployed excavators to mining sites to remove debris and rescue those trapped. Our ATM correspondent report that Shiroro local government is blessed with abundant gold depots in Niger. It is also the epicenter of the banditries and terrorism activities in Niger State. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commissioned the full-scope development of the Outer Southern Expressway for the Villa Roundabout to Ring Road 1 Junction, Abuja. Highlighting the importance of the project, President Tinubu said the expansion of the Outer Southern Expressway will not only improve the road traffic condition and transportation in the FCT, but will also stimulate economic growth and create opportunities for business. The commissioning exercise, which was held at the OSEX, also known as the Mahamudios Sufus Ways, a boundary rose defining the southern flanks of the Abuja capital site, is the fourth in a row of the infrastructure project executed by the Federal Capital Territory. Administration and commissioned by President Tinubu to commemorate his 1 year in office. In his address at the commissioning exercise, President Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, expressed delight at the opportunity to once again commission another infrastructure project in the FCT completed by the FCT administration. The president also commended the FCT Minister Barrister Ezenwo Yesomwike and his remarkable team in the FCT for their visionary leadership and tireless dedication to the development of the capital city, and also paid growing tribute to the FCT Minister for their dedication to the development of the FCT, and re-emphasized the commitment of the government to the growth and economic development of the country through the provision of infrastructure to enhance the quality of life for all Nigerians. Deputy Commissioner of Police Abubakar Mohammed Guri of the Police Mobile Force is dead. He was confirmed dead at the force headquarters in Abuja. It was gathered that the disease reportedly slumped and died shortly after entering his office at the Lois Edit House, Force Headquarters, Abuja, without showing any sign of ailment. According to an eyewitness account, the late DCP in his uniform slumped on his seat in his office and was quickly taken to medical assistance, where he was confirmed dead. The incident sparked discussion among police personnel within the complex as the atmosphere suddenly turned more mournful and silent. And no official statement has been released about the incident, as arrangements were still being made to brief the family. Kaduna State Police Command has arrested 4 notorious kidnappers suspected to have partaken in several kidnappings in the northwest. The operatives of the command also recovered firearms, including an AK-47 rifle, a local-made pistol, and the 3 categories. The state command spokesman, ASP Mansour Hassan, in a statement said on 29 May 2024, acting on the tip-off from the concerned citizens, a joint patrol team comprises officers from the Saminaka division and the hunters group in the Lere local government area successfully arrested 3 suspects involved in kidnapping and cattle rustling. He said the suspect confessed to being part of the kidnapping syndicate in Lere, LGA, and admitted to stealing 2 cattle, which made sold to Idris Abubakar, a male 47-year-old from the Dokan Lere, who was also arrested. In the same vein, the statement said following the credible intelligence information about the suspicious movement of an armed bandit, the divisional police officer of Tudun Wada Zaria division, led by swift action, resulting in the arrest of their Hosani, a 70-year-old from Tudun Jukun in Zaria, while the commissioner of police Ali Adudu Babigi assured the police that the Kaduna State Police Command remains committed to ensuring the safety and security of all citizens and will continue to act decisively against criminal elements in the state. You are watching the transition on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this short break.
I hope nobody carry belle.
Why you ask, oh?
Because this road where they see, so it no guarantee safe delivery.
We just dey vote for government, but we not get good governance.
At all.
Road so e no dey, light o usai, the infrastructure nko e come turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption, spoil everything. Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay. I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
Now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Yes. Are you working on them now?
Ma, the prices you quoted are way too high now.
Madam, sorry, oh. Please don't call.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira for 600,000 naira.
Hello?
Now my body network there.
I can't hear you. Network is bad.
Madam, we can hear you. Continue.
Hello, I can't hear you. I will call you back.
Their behavior not good now.
Madam, now this kind behavior they kill our country. You suppose do things differently, make Nigeria for better.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
I don't get a lot. Boy, they won't booga me small. They say, man, give them bribe. I say, nothing. Okay, now, we'll go block later. You remember that contract we will do that time now? They don't pay.
But first, you see the house rent with the old things. We go first call caretaker, take the money, slap him.
Beg, see, you know, say I get annual levy why they pay for club. Where me and boys they shark beer in our house, I go pay that one. You remember say me and tell you I go buy you motor. I go buy now.
Okay, they pay you money now. Why we don't they beg caretaker? Why would they beg landlord? Old
This is Transition on Atlantic Television Network. Now the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu yesterday gave marching orders to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, to prepare the cost implications of a new minimum wage and present an affordable, sustainable and realistic figures today. According to him, the government's new offer must be ready today as the basis of negotiation with organized labor. He also directed those involved in the negotiation to expedite action so that everything on the minimum wage could be concluded as soon as possible. Etienne recalled that the federal government has given offer of 48,000 naira, 57,000 naira and 60,000 naira, which Labour rejected and embarked on the indefinite nationwide strike on Monday was suspended yesterday. Tinubu gave the order when he summoned the federal government's representatives in the tripartite committee on new minimum wage to a meeting in his office yesterday. Those at the meeting with the president were the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Atiku Bagudu, the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Nkiruka Onye Ojocha, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, the GMD and CEOs of the Nigerian National Petroleum Companies Limited, CEOs NNPCL, Malika Kari. Speaking after the meeting, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says the meeting was summoned by President Tinubu to look at the contentious issues and find amicable solutions to them. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives elected on the platform of opposition political parties have called on the federal government to implement a new minimum wage of more than 100,000 naira to huge organized labor. Organized labor made up the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress is demanding 494,000 minimum wage as opposed to 60,000 proposed by the federal government. After a series of meetings ended in a stalemate last week, organized labor embarked on a nationwide strike on Monday, which grounded economic activities across the state. In an interview with the ATN on Tuesday, the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, lamented the condition of the average Nigerian worker, stressing that the failure to pay a living wage was a constitutional breach. Like Chinda, a member of the People's Democratic Party, a lawmaker representing Obiakon Oriada Federal Constituency, Ocean State, Oluwale Oke, said only the payment of the living wage could enable the majority of Nigerians to cope with the current economic realities. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has advised Bauchi Central Senator Abdullahi Nengi to let bygone be bygone. Akpabio spoke as Nengi resumed at the Senate after a 3-month suspension over his allegation of budget spending. ATM recalled that Nengi claims that the 28.7 trillion naira budget passed by the National Assembly and signed into law by President Bola Tinubu was skewed against the North. Following his suspension, he was recalled on May 28 after the Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Abba Moro, initiated a process expressing regret on his behalf, resumed at the National Assembly on Tuesday after the organized labor suspended its strike. Addressing the Senate, Nengi expressed appreciation for his recall after spending 75 out of a 90-day suspension period. Nengi said, "Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise with profound humility to commend the Senate, its President, Senator Godswill Akpabio." Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebwetokun says the force will abide by whatever decision the federal government takes on the issues of state police. Ebwetokun, who disclosed this in Lagos State through the coordinating Deputy Inspector General of Police Southeast, Obiodun Alabi, who was on a working visit to the state, said the force decided to explain its stance in view of the many opinions and views that the matter had generated. The police chief advised officers and men to continue in their jobs as stipulated by the Nigerian Constitution and charged the men to be disciplined, hardworking, respect human rights, and carry out their duties in the best professional ways. He warned the personnel against misuse of firearms, stressing that such should be used responsibly in strict accordance with the law, especially on the mental and physical health of men, adding that the officers in charge of police medical had been given order to carry out mental and psychological tests on personnel for better performance. Ebwetokun also said the forces was already working with some consultants on befitting accommodation for the officers and men, stressing that very soon the personnel will assess their own homes. Analysts advocate for the practice of regional government, which in the past contributed immensely to the grassroots development and sustainability of economic growth. Speaking on Atlantic Television Open Conversation, the socio-political analyst Haya King said the practice of regional government before now have been of great benefit and impact from the grassroots.
Now, before independent and immediately after independence, until people like Agri came to destroy what we had as a regional government. We had regional government which enabled us to develop at our pace, which enabled us to do things on our own, which enabled us to be actually true, to have actually true federalism, because before 1966, that Hiroshi came and with his obnoxious, I think it was Decree 4 or Decree 2, I've forgotten the name of the decree, where he now centralized everything.
Haya King also called for a reversal to regional government that will better attract advantage to the development of the nation if not politically hijacked.
Nigeria. When Nigerians talk about politics, they are talking about lies. And Nigerian politicians, they don't do what is legal, they don't do what is right, they don't do what is moral, they don't do what is constitutional. They do only what is political. And usually, what is political is usually lies, is usually anti-constitution, is usually against the morals, usually not right. That is actually what they do. But if this amendment sincerely is to really move Nigeria forward, I don't see anything wrong with it. But if it is politically motivated, that is my.
The National Union of Electricity Employees says the national grid has been restored after the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress suspended their strike. New National President Adebi Adeyeye, who confirmed the statement, said the strike has been suspended, which means the grid has come back to normal. This is after organized labor on Monday began a nationwide strike over the federal government's refusal to raise the proposed minimum wage from 60,000 and revise the ban aid traffic to 65% kilowatts hours instead of 206 kilowatts. In compliance, the electricity workers swam into action by shutting down the national grid, plunging the nation into darkness in the early hour of Monday. In a statement on Monday, the Trust reports Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves dropped by $1.8 billion in weeks after the decline signifies a drop from the $36.1 billion recorded in May 2023. Nigeria's fixed reserve have been declined steadily over the past few months, and a total decrease of $3.4 billion since February 2024. This is coming as the country's exchange crisis that has remained unresolved. Financial expert has attributed the fixed reserve decline to several factors, including the debt repayment and significant decline in oil exports, the decreases in the foreign investment, and the rise in imports. The Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, in a sectorial briefing to mark the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's phase anniversary, said the country's revenue has rejuvenated as debt payment is now done without recourse to the Central Bank of Nigeria's Ways and Means Advance. Speaking on why fixed reserves dropped, CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso at the 295 Monetary Policy Committee meeting attributed the situation mainly to debt repayment. Bold Tea and Civic Tech Organization has expressed concern at the country's performance in the 2023 Open Budget Survey conducted by the International Budget Partnership, where the country scored lower than the global average of 45 in the Open Budget Index, ranking below Cameroon, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Sierra Leone, and Benin Republic. The state member is Communication Officer Nancy Odimegu said in the 2023 survey, despite a 24% global increase in transparency, Nigeria scored 31 out of 100, and in transparency 19 out of 100 in public participation, while 61 is out of 100 in constitutional oversight, resulting in an overall rank of 92 out of 125 countries. In comparison, Nigeria's 2021 OBS performance was more compromising and scores of 45 out of 100 in transparency, while 26 out of 100 in public participation and 61 out of 100 in constitutional oversight, adding that Nigeria's disappointing performance is primarily due to the governance failure to promptly publish reviews online and adopts innovative public participation practices. To improve budget transparency, budget recommend that the Nigerian government publish its fiscal documents promptly, ensuring quarterly reports are released within 3 months post-period, including monthly fiscal accounts are published timely on the Open Treasury portal, and annual budgets in machine-readable formats. Reacting to the survey, Olayinka Babalola, Nigeria's country's manager of International Budget Partnership, said the Open Budget Survey is an important tool for generating discussion among citizens, government, and all stakeholders on how public finance system can address the need of everyone, especially the marginalized and vulnerables. International Monetary Fund said Nigeria struggles to stabilize its exchange rate and failed to mark the list of representatives. Exchange rate for the selected currencies for June 2024. The list, which include currencies from around the world, features several African countries and as well as Algerian dinar, Botswana pula, Mauritanian rupee, and South African rand, adding that the omission comes as Nigerian currency continues to face challenges, including a fluctuating exchange rate and the struggles to maintain stability. Experts say the country's economic woe has been exacerbated by inflation, currency fluctuations, and the decline in foreign investment. The IMF's representative exchange rate list provide a benchmark for the currencies, facilitating international trade and financial transactions. Flooding caused by torrential rain and fierce winds on South African eastern coast has killed at least 22 people, local authorities said on Tuesday. Flooding hit several locations in two eastern provinces. Two rail tramadol were spotted, temperatures plunged and snowfalls in some central regions. At least 11 people died in Eastern Cape, and spokesperson from Nelson Mandela Bay Municipal at the heart of the flood told ATN more than 200,000 people have been evacuated from Nelson Mandela Bay, notably from makeshift homes in the municipal's slums. Local authority launched an appeal for the donation of clothing, food and blankets. The provincial government in the neighboring KwaZulu Natal also said that at least 11 people had died in and around the port city of Durban. Major London Hospital cancelled some operations on Tuesday after the cyber attack on the key service supplier and a major impact, particularly on blood transfusions. The National Health Service said the attack on pathology partner Slovius hit King's College Hospital and Guy's and St. Thomas in the center of the British capital. Ian Abbas, CEO of Gays and St. Thomas NHS Foundation Trust, earlier wrote in a staff memo that the attack was having a major impact on the delivery of their services, with blood transfusion being particularly affected, noting that some activities has already been cancelled or redirected to other providers. The Health Service Journal Trade publication reported that it could take weeks, not days, to assess pathology results, according to a senior source. Germany said Tuesday it was considering allowing deportation to Afghanistan after an asylum seekers from the country killed a police officer and wounded 5 others in the knife attack. Deportation to Afghanistan have been stopped since the Taliban retook power in 2021. But Interior Minister Nancy Faeser said on Tuesday that officials has been carrying out an intensive review for several months to allow the deportation of serious criminals and dangerous individuals to Afghanistan. The debate over resuming expulsion as such after a 25-year-old Afghan has accused of attacking people with a knife at an anti-Islam rally in the western city of Manheim on Friday. A police officer 29 died of his wounds on Sunday after being repeatedly stabbed as he tried to intervene in the attack. 5 people take part in the rally organized by PAS Europa and campaign group against radical Islam were also wounded. ATN reported Friday's brutal attack has inflated the public debate over immigration in the run-up to European elections and prompted calls to expand efforts to expel criminals. And now to entertainment report. Jarrowtown Records artist Finn Dite Epe Johnson, aka Dite, has released his much anticipated expanded play Mindless Attraction. The artist, who hailed from Bayelsa State, Nigeria, bring a wealth of experience and unique musical perspectives to the stage with his newly released body of work. In Mindless Attraction, Dite took listeners on the journey through his mindless attraction, love, women, and Bose through his lyrics. They offer a glimpse into his inner thoughts and desires, allowing listeners to connect with his personal experiences on the deeper level. The EP showcased Dite's ability to employ bold and international lyrics to send his message, creating a spellly blinding listening experience that resonates long after the music stops. According to the artist, each track on the EP easily combined traditional African rhythm and contemporary elements, creating a sonic platter that is both engrossing and suggestive. This is coming after music star Trail Fan has the recent edition of the mainland block party dubbed Joe Boy's Land. Scheduled to support Joe Boy's performance, the Ibadan Premier Block Party is an exceptional lineup of DJs and hype men known as the Block Party Radio. The Block Party Radio feature Bog and Dix JK that include DJ Titanium, Mazzy X, Extreme, and Small the DJ. Complementing the Block Party Radio team in the role of the hype men, Liverwire, MIA, and Tolu Daniels. The hype men will engage the crowd, creating a changed atmosphere and ensuring every moment is filled with exultation and enthusiasm. Toyin Abraham has expressed regret over attacks on a political inclination against following a series of backlash at social media for supporting Bola Tinubu in the 2023 elections. The actress was very vocal about her support for the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate. Following Tinubu's inauguration as the president of Nigeria, Ibrahim wrote an open letter reaffirming her support for him. Also last week, Say Tinubu's son assured Ibrahim of his loyalty to her just as she is to his dad. However, the actress faced fresh criticism on Tuesday after an ex-user inquired if she would someday share the president's plans with the public. And now to sports news. Super Eagles camp came alive on Tuesday following the arrival of 5 more players. The new arrivals are Semi Ajayi, Kelvin Bassi, Bright Osai Samuel, Frank Onyeka, and Paul Omochu. The quotas arrival was delayed by Nigeria. But the Nigerian Labour Congress strike and they will join their tournament in training later in the evening. Only 3 players are Alex Owobi, Ademola Lukman and Maduka Okoye are still being expected in camp. The Super Eagles started preparation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against South Africa and Benin on Sunday. Former Newcastle United goalkeeper Shaka Hips-Loeb has advised Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta to make Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen his #1 priority summer transfer signing. Hips-Loeb believed Osimhen ticks all the boxes that Arsenal needs going forward and is widely expected to leave Napoli this summer transfer window. The 25-year-old has been linked with the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, and Paris Saint-Germain. Real Madrid attacker Kylian Mbappe said on Tuesday things and people made him unhappy at Paris Saint-Germain before they signed a 5-year deal with the Spanish club Real Madrid. France Mbappe, 25, will join the La Liga champion for next season in a long remote move, having spent 7 campaigns in the French capital. During PSG tour of Japan and South Korea last summer, the club management threatened to ban Mbappe from playing after he had told them he was planning to leave the Parc des Princes list this year. Mbappe left PSG at the end of the season, having lifted the Ligue 1 title and the French Cup under the Spanish coach Luis Enrique and advisor Luis Campos, who he also worked under while playing for Monaco. Despite the domestic success, they failed to glue his hometown club to the Champions League's crown, a major ambition for Qatari owns PSG and their presidents. Masa Al-Khelafi. And that's the size of the package. Thanks for joining us. I am Immaculata Irikana. You can follow us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress.